Hello and welcome to another episode of RSF Radio. I'm your host, Joe Monday, and don't worry about the secret stuff that you can't hear, because on the other line I got co-Illuminati with me, Geoff the Hero. How you doing, man?
Hi, I'm Illuminati. How's it going?
Oh, it's bad. These times are bad, man. I know that I kept
triangles
joking.
look good, though. I'm sorry, what?
Well, that's fair. I keep making the joke that I was going to get fired via email to my work computer, and then literally a minute before we started recording, I got that email.
Oh my God, what? You dropped this on me before we started talking here. Now, how am I supposed to react to this? I'm sorry.
I'm just tossing. Well, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
You'll come up on top, but just oh my God, I'll be real with you. A lot of promises, hours, and stuff like that for me have been cut severely thanks to COVID as well. So I'm getting with you over here. So, we're here for a good time, right?
It's wild times out there, and it's bad times out there, and we're all getting hit by it. The FGC especially. It's like I kind of don't even know what the landscape's going to look like in 2021. Like, I don't know. There might be a lot of events that don't exist anymore, honestly.
Well, don't worry. We're going to open this country back up for Easter, and everything's going to be just fine. I'm sure nothing horrible is going to happen. Woo!
Get your ass to church. Make sure you drink from the wine with everybody else. It's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Share the cups, yeah. Little sippy cups.
All the creasters out there getting by the way, creaster is what you call someone who goes to church on Christmas and Easter. Anyway, you do the genuflect, you touch all the face, and then you shake hands. Peace be with you. It's all well and good. Easter will be a fun time. Anyway, not here to talk about Easter or any other religious times or holidays. Geoff,
whatever it is nowadays, yeah.
It's the start of the show, which means anytime I have a new guest on, I give you the opportunity at the front of the show to let people know where they can follow you, what people should be looking for, what you have going on, or anything you want to point out to the people right at the front so they can't skip it at the end of the show. So what's good?
Sure. I like that. That's a good strategy there. I'm Geoff, and I run I've been part of the FGC for about 12 plus years now. I'm an 08er. From the HD remix days. Oh God.
HDR.
And
damn.
Yeah, right.
Shouts to Snake Eyes, by the way. Evo
I used to make some very awful videos, and then I stopped doing that after people told me to stop. And now I am making a online tournament series called Ronin Rumble that is a pretty weekly series for both Samurai Showdown 2019 and also Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. We've been seeing a lot of really, really great things coming from the community. We have a lot of things that we've been announcing. In fact, we just announced that we are starting a stream team, which is just this dedicated group of, we give individuals dedicated groups of time so that we all focus in on checking out their stream during this time. And it's kind of like a 2020 web ring from the 90s, if you remember those from way back in the day.
Listen, man, there's a lot of people who there's a lot of young people who play There's a lot of young people who play Street Fighter V who listen to this show. No one knows what the fuck you're talking about, except for the old people like myself who understand. That's a great idea, by the way. And
it's
there
like
are actually
MySpace for millennials. There we go.
Well, the thing is, there's a lot of tools now to actually get that going and make that function and work properly and easily. So that's maybe do you want to talk about the mechanics of how you're doing that?
Yeah, the online tournament or the stream team that we're doing.
Let's talk about stream team first, because we'll
sure.
talk about that's like the fresh new. That's the hot shit. Give me the hot shit first. We'll talk about the hot shit later.
Yeah, for sure. So the stream team is basically anyone can sign up. It is at bit.ly/rrstream. And you can hear my monstrous keyboard.
It's a machine. It's like a machine gun over there. It's wild. It's an AC 110, just blasting its machine gun.
I'm very
Burping
proud
out
of
letters.
it. I don't. It's shout out to Razer here, but it's a stream team. It's all about creating a network of talented, positive streamers, and like we're just boosting each other up for like the people that show like good, positive like potential for the FGC. You know, so the way that works is that we are we were originally Ronin Rumble just like a tournament, right? And then we expanded to like having a community of people that just wanted to hang out like during the week. And now we want to have actual events during the week as well. Because you know COVID and everything's fucking everything up right now.
Right.
I can't exactly just I used to do it by myself, but like things have changed. So we're stepping up and trying to see like who else would like to, I don't know, share some of the Ronin Rumble like community love and all that. So that's basically how that all got started. It's brand new. And basically we're looking for anything to do with fighting games. So for example, we just got Sonic Soul. Do you remember Sonic Soul, the Nash player?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
I love that guy. Yeah, he is actually doing a analysis series every week, and he's using insights.gg in order to be able to like pause VODs and actually draw on it and many things. There's a lot of really cool intuitive stuff that's being created out of this sort of thing.
By the way, like I kind of want to segue, not really, just kind of an aside here to talk about Insight GG, in that I know I brought it up on the show before briefly, but it is this like incredible tool that anyone can use to make extremely good hashtag content for fighting games. It gives you so many good tools. It's fucking incredible. So if you want to make stuff during this time, highly recommend checking that out. Anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fantastic. I'll talk about that right now. Insights.gg. I pretty much talked about everything with the stream team right there. If you want to sign up, go ahead. That'd be awesome. The only thing that we're really looking for is like, you know, positive streamers. Sorry, racists. Can't have you here. And also we
do you really want to apologize? Just like I'm gonna give you the out on that one. Do you really want to be apologetic?
Yeah,
Geoff
move
here,
on.
racist apologist.
From there.
Sorry, unfortunate.
And we also have. We are just asking for a consistent time that you be able to stream for one day for 2 to 4 hours every single week. And the reason behind that is because consistency really, really matters. Like, obviously, like, you know, the tournaments that you do are super successful, and due in part is that the people can always rely on finding, you know, the Reddit Street Fighter, excuse me. I'm reading it off the top of my head. Reddit Street Fighter. Is it Arch Street Fighter? Is that normal speak?
The thing is, I don't think I've ever spoken the words Reddit Street Fighter ever in my life.
Oh,
but like people always.
For everything.
I don't know if that's like why. I don't know why people say, like, you are not the first person to do, like, almost everybody else says it. That I'm wondering if there's like a thing that I didn't get the memo, where when people refer to subreddits, they have to say Reddit Grand Blue Fantasy or what? I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I just say
know.
R because I like saving syllables. So that's
I just mispronounce everything. I don't get a lot of things right, and I'm like traumatized as a kid for saying that. So I'm like super overly apologetic for that sort of stuff.
Oh, no.
So thank you for being understanding and not laughing.
As someone who runs an online
positive.
tournament with online fucking names, it's very easy to mispronounce things to the point where it's like it's a fucking joke sometimes. Who can pronounce all these names? It's fucking impossible. I'm sorry. We're off the beaten path right now. Let's get back.
I love it. I want more of it. I just want the most chaotic. Yeah, never having a podcast ever again. Sort of chaos here. But insights.gg. It's a website. And I actually just checked out a live demo. One of the devs contacted me yesterday, and we were taking a look at everything that you could do. But basically, think of it as like a watch party. You know, like how you have a Netflix watch party. Mm-hmm. Where people from all over the internet can sync together at the same time. That's sort of how this is, except Not only do you get a sync, you also get a like pause during certain frames. You could frame skip, like one frame at a time. You could do all this sort of control over it, and you can make comments like, "Hey, this is where you fucked up" or whatever, and then everyone can see that. Everyone in the party can see that. Excuse me. And during those frames, you could actually draw on the you can actually draw on the frame itself, on the picture. So you can put like arrows. It was like, well, you know, like drawing a bunch of arrows like automatically on top of like the time, like you need to pay attention to the time sort of thing. Or you could actually upload images as well, which would be like frame data or hitboxes and things like that. It's just like a really intuitive tool. I feel like it's the next step into making fighting games accessible and learnable to a much broader audience. And yeah, I think insights.gg is really a thing of the future. They actually have it for Overwatch right now, but you can do fighting games and many other things as well. League of Legends, all those esports, fun sports.
Yeah, that just opens it up to like when you watch actual sports and the commentators are drawing the yellow lines on the map. They're like, well, see here, this is where the block and then the arrow goes through. It opens up a lot of good opportunities to accidentally draw a penis on top of whatever you're working on.
It's perfect.
It's perfect for that, in fact.
The next step of the FGC, drawing penises everywhere.
I mean, that's like the first thing you do, right? You get that one out of your system, and then you do your...
I'm a little slow, excuse me. Yeah, I needed insights.gg to draw my penises, but yes...
Yeah, I mean, that's like literally the first thing I posted to my board on Animal Crossing, so why the fuck not? You just let Tom Nook know what's good. He puts that board there, I'm gonna fuck it up. Anyway.
It's really sad because I'm thinking about my first one. It was just Tom Nook with X's for eyes and a dick like close to him, so...
Extremely good. I mean, he is a tanuki, so his balls are he hides them well, but they are.
I haven't looked up the anatomy of a tanuki. That's
you don't know? You don't know
I'm
the
learning
tanuki
so many
lore?
things right now.
You don't know the tanuki lore?
Are they the ones with the this screw dick or whatever?
No, that's gooses.
Gooses? Okay,
that's goose. Anyway. No, I think if you just search Tanuki, I think that might be, depending on what your search history is, it might be one of the first ones that just show you Tanuki balls. Anyway.
This is great. This is a great start so far. Thank you so much, Ronin.
Yeah, no, this is a good show. We like to burn shit down. Anyway. So, because we kind of have to let's talk about news for just a moment before we kind of transition into talking about online tournaments, because the coronavirus is real. It is affecting so many structures worldwide that it's hard to fully, like, we're not going to be here talking about the economic impacts of that. I mean, we could, but I don't think I'm the most educated person to do so, and I don't know where Geoff's coming from. But with that said, it is impacting the FGC in a very real way, in that the CPT, the first half of the CPT, has been effectively canceled. By that, actually, the events themselves haven't necessarily been canceled, because a lot of places are holding out for their local governments to say that they need to cancel so that they can recoup some of the expenses that they've already incurred. But Capcom has pulled out of those events. So whatever was on the CPT for the first half of the year is cut out. And it will resume back in July with starting at Sonic Boom in Madrid and Fighter Spirit in Seoul. That's where things will maybe pick up. They've made that announcement that it might happen, but it's still one of those things where we need to kind of keep an eye on it. The 2020 season. Yeah, it's like Korea will probably be fine. Their numbers are going down right now, so that's a good thing. But are you going to say that international travel is cool for a ranking event? will they move people who could have qualified for Capcom Cup from the first half to the second half? We don't really know how the numbers are going to work. We don't really even know what the World Warrior challenges are yet. So this is all later half of the year. The first half of the year might as well have not even been a thing for this year's CPT. So for everybody, though, at home, just stay home, take care of yourselves, because there are people in the FGC who have the virus. Two people, at least, that I know, L.I. Joe and Dr. Stance, who both of those people have been on the show in the past.
Jesus.
So it's
I know about L.I. Joe, but Jesus, yeah.
It's young people, too, so, like, you can't, and they're affected. It is harmful to their health. The way that they have written about it and spoken up about their experience with the virus has been, I think, good in that it's eye-opening for maybe young people who think that it's spring break. We'll just go to the beach. It's cool.
Oh God! No, well, I'm from Florida, so let me tell you how pissed off I am at like our government and just spring breakers in general. It's insane. It's within the next 2 weeks, I believe. We're going to be seeing a ton of cases just pop up out of nowhere. Thank God that my county actually ended up having a lockdown order recently, but it's only my county, not like all over the state. Yeah. It's insane. It's crazy.
It is very weird how in these times every governor has turned into the governor from Jaws, and we got to keep the beaches open. I don't care how many. Because then we kind of have to remember that, like, in Jaws 2, he's still the mayor. Like, he got reelected, and let that shit happen again. So I don't know, maybe we should all think about, when people think about politics and, hey, get your politics out of my gaming, these things are inextricable.
Was it 15,000 people are dead? I just feel like maybe we should care just a little bit. I don't know.
Maybe we should give a fuck. Maybe a little bit of a fuck. But because of how things are right now and how devastating this has been to numerous events and people and the community in general, it has caused a spark for people who want to run online tournaments. And because you run probably the biggest online tournament now with Ronin Rumble, I thought it was a good time to get you on the show and kind of pick your brain about how you approach online running a tournament, or like running because it's kind of become it's like a whole thing of its own now. It's almost like a business you have going on.
It's technically a business now, yeah.
Got that LLC?
Yeah, got that LLC, baby. It's crazy to me. It has always been a passion project and still is. But it started back in July 2019. And it was basically just what had happened beforehand was I was at a major right before July, and I was promised the commentary slot. And then the day of the event, they were like, we got someone else. And I'm like, well, I was devastated at that point because I knew that I couldn't travel that much because I was community manager for a indie game studio back then. And I knew that I couldn't travel that much further because I had to go to very necessary places like Anime Expo, question mark. And I'm like, I'm going to be depressed for a long time. So I waited by, I was just like, okay, there's got to be something to do because I really love to do commentary. And then I kind of realized that Samurai Showdown was, it had opportunities, but I felt like there were a lot of people that just wanted more. So I decided that after SNK released a patch that was like, we got rid of some of the unnecessary lag that happens, the stuttering that happens in online matches. And I tried it out for myself. I'm like, holy shit, you guys actually did something crazy here. It was playable now, and I could play with people in New York versus before when like almost every single connection was unplayable. So I took inspiration from 8-Bit Beatdown, which was like about 3-4 years ago, a online tournament for Killer Instinct, a game that I used to work on. And I just remember him being able to create a community through that. I'm like, oh, that sounds cute. Why not? I'm going to do my own thing. So um, I started it up. I made my first Smash GG thing, and then I found out, hey, I could require Discord logins and all that. This is great. So I could like force people to actually coordinate, and maybe this whole thing won't be a shit show. And then that inadvertently created a community through Discord, the Ronin Rumble community, and that essentially just kept building up and forward. The cycle between being able to do like a weekly event every single week, having a community of people that wanted to talk about like tech for the characters, share like fan art, or just like talk about their personal lives and stuff like that. So realizing I was like, oh, cool, this is actually something really cool that people are dedicating like their time and life behind. I want to invest more and more resources behind it. And then my OCD kicked in, and then it became my life essentially. So we just kept going onward and onward. We started getting the attention of SNK themselves, who have been sponsoring events for us and like helping spread the word out for Ronin Rumble. We started getting a lot of really cool commentators for it as well. So before we were just getting whoever I knew to take the commentator slots, whoever was like passionate about it. But then we started realizing that this community should be something cool, like there's a chance for me to do something different here. And whereas a lot of other places you have to physically be there, we can create something that is entirely online. And through that, I was like, the world is a kind of shitty place right now. This is back in 2019 before everything went to hell. Like, I didn't know what a shitty place was yet. But I was like, I kind of just want to cut out all the crap. I don't like the drama. I don't like all the like the bickering and the
Geoff,
rivalries that are just like I'm sorry?
Anyone who says they don't like drama, Geoff, you know the saying.
Oh yeah, no, I love drama for sure. Yeah, but not in my place. So,
not in my house.
Not in my house. Everywhere else, yeah. Like, let's be 100% honest here, though. Like, it took some mental fortitude for me to not kind of like involve myself in that sort of like way of thinking. And
yeah, you have to then become a community leader, and your words have weight whenever you say them. So,
and that sucks.
in some ways, yes. I can't relate to that. I don't have any.
You're a community leader for sure.
I have no responsibilities. Easily. I report to nobody. Anyway, I don't matter.
I still fuck up. But,
well, yeah,
but there's, to be honest, yeah. Like it's changing something in my brain cells or something. Whereas like I was a little bit more paranoid. I was a little bit more cynical towards everything. But having a community of people that honestly just want to be here to learn and just do their best to get along, it rubs off on you, you know? Mm-hmm. And honestly, I'm a lot happier now as a person because of how Ronin Rumble's developed, thanks to the community that has followed it and just being able to stick through. Obviously, we do have issues. We've had people wanting to ban certain countries from Ronin Rumble. We've had people complaining about the free prize pool that I give and all that stuff. And it's really hard for me to like separate myself from that situation. But like at the end of the day, the community really helps me get through this. And like now I'm like autonomous. Excuse me. Wow, what the hell was that word? Autonomous.
You almost got there. You were so close.
Listen, I'm trying my best here. About keeping in a positive mindset. And let me tell you, oh my God, things change so much better once I started doing that. I'd say I'm probably little bit of a different person because of that. But it's really just amazing what putting your best foot forward and just keeping a positive outlook on things really does for the overall like health of your life and things like that. And I have amazing staff members that we picked up along the way, such as Crack Fiend, co-owner. Now I just listed him as co-owner. We have Kento Bento, who does an amazing job with the stream overlay. He's actually the stream producer. He programs everything that you see on the screen. Absolutely insane. We have Reike, who does social media. Just tons and tons of different people who have been doing everything. Kiyomi, who has been there since almost day one, doing the bracket running, and he used to be the floor manager for Wednesday Night Fights in SoCal.
So you just brought up something that I think is revealing to how much work goes into something like this, where I think how people used to view these events is one person can do this. Like, this is because it's online, there's like no investment here, but the actual investment that you're making is people's time and effort into making the thing good. You just listed 5 or so people who are key in making your tournament as good as it is.
That's not even it, though. That's the thing.
I know, but you just like flippantly named out 5 people or 5 or so people, where like there is so many people who go into the machinations of this thing where they make it run, and it can run without you, given like a week happens where you're not there, let's say, and it could work because you have the support of X amount of people to make the thing good. And that's where I feel like a lot of people have to start thinking about online tournaments differently, in that it's not, this is me and my thing that I'm making. Because I've seen a lot of people do that, of like, I'm trying to build my community, and it's like, no, it is, you might have started with the thing, but it's ours. It's a community effort that makes the thing actually function. And it could make something that can work without you. Train your replacement and keep doing that.
Yeah, it's actually, that's one really cool thing that I like about this sort of thing. It's like a community effort online or something. Let's call it a CEO of sorts.
God damn it.
we like, that was an ugly laugh I did, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, it was good. Rather good.
We do our best to teach each other the skills that we've had coming into the project. And not only that, but improving upon the skills that we already had before. Like, for example, I was a community manager before for the indie game studio, so I knew a lot about making copy or text for like tweets and stuff, like attractive, adding formatting in a certain way, using line breaks in certain places, making sure you add emotes to liven up the post, always making sure that you have an attachment, that sort of thing. And I've been able to teach my team a lot of those things, but at the same time, the team also had great ideas, which I've been able to implement through just because we're teaching each other everything. And the fact that these guys, I do thank God recently I've been able to pay my staff, but if for the most part, like, these guys are just doing this out of the heart and passion of what they want to see Ronin Rumble become, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. They are the reason why it has blown up to be 200 plus entrants every single week, and growing and getting a ton more people every single time. That sort of stuff ends up attracting sponsors, which help pay for like the staff fees or the prize pool that we do every single week and that sort of stuff. And it's actually just the consistency and all that. It's just like the perfect brew to make something that I'm really, really passionate for. There's a lot of things that and I'm sure you relate as well. There's a lot of things that you start getting into and you're really passionate about it, but then over time kind of just like drills away. You kind of want to do something else. the Ronin Rumble's that one thing in my life that I can keep doing for, until God takes me or whatever,
That's an interesting point, because that is, I do relate to that, because what you're doing, actually, people think that you're investing in fighting games and you're spending your time with fighting games, which technically you are, but you're actually investing in people. And when you start doing that and you look at it that way, it becomes way easier to be fluid about how you run things and just to be overall happier about the outcome if you focus on the people who come to what you provide. Like, as long as player experience is number one on the list of things that is important to you in your event, then it doesn't matter what game you're playing. It will be fine. Like, you've transitioned from Samurai Showdown to Grand Blue now, and how has that transition gone? I imagine pretty well.
Ridiculously good. Yeah, that's when we made the huge jump from like 70 entrants to 220 entrants, and that number isn't going away at all. Looking at the past numbers and all that stuff,
it's a very popular game right now.
It's a very, very popular game. And even when, like, as with every other game out there, people do drop out, people see the same results over and over again, and they're like, well, I don't want to enter this week, sort of thing, and maybe that turns into a habit and all that. Even when all that stuff inevitably does happen, I love that game so much to the point that I want to stick through with it no matter what. Just like what I'm doing with Samurai Showdown. The Sam Show has had a really good history of just like constant content being released. We had Mina recently. They just released a Sogetsu trailer recently. But it's a passion project first and foremost. And without that passion,
it started as a passion project for the people who made it. So you're not far off there.
And the people that participate, we've had people that have participated in literally every single Ronin Rumble since the very beginning. And for that, I'm super grateful. And I do believe that community and the overall message is that we just want a positive community where everyone feels welcome. That's literally like the main goal that we're setting and all that. We want to put a great experience for the people who want to participate and take some sort of ownership over our brand, that sort of thing.
Oh, your hashtag brand, you said it.
Oh God.
Word of the day. Wee woo. No, that is good. That is the one, like, I am on 100% agreement. As long as you are focusing on the people who turn up, then you will have, as a event runner, you will have a good experience doing it. It's not without its hardships, of course. There are some bad times, and there are some bad apples you have to kind of cut out of the picture. I have found, I don't know if you've had to do this with your community yet, but
yes.
Okay. I mean, sometimes there's some players who are maybe strong players and strong competitors. Maybe they have some influence also, but whenever they show up are just aggressively anti-community in a way that you need to cut them from. Like, it benefits your community more to cut one good player than perhaps turn away 5 people who just want to get involved, which is really what you're trying to do.
Actually, I do want to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did have a certain person. I got so close to saying it. I'm like, oh, no, bad PR. There was a certain person that was not so friendly with the community, made other people feel really awkward and that sort of thing. And I thought that it would be a good idea, and it had its benefits, to personally contact them and just like get them on like a real level. Like, I know you're looking for a sponsorship. I know you can't do this. There's absolutely no way, because, like, do you think that, like, if we were sponsored through XX and X and then we said whatever you said on stream, that they want to attach their brand to ours as well? Like, that's the sort of thing you have to think of. Like, I know that you're pissed off. I know that what you got outplayed or whatever. But
whatever you experienced made you ornery, let's say.
yeah, I know that that's what happened, but there's got to be different ways for you to deal with it. You got to tell it to your friends, tell it to just don't make that stuff public, because like when you do that, anyone can interpret it at any way. And if you take a look at the people that are sponsored, they're for the most part really great people, right? They're people that know how to manage their anger. They're people that are cool and collected. And not only are they good at the game, but they're good at the meta game, which is like all in the head, right? And they don't get tilted and all that sort of thing. So yeah, if you do this, you'll get better, not only as getting sponsors, but literally just like your game plan. If you're nice, cool, collected, and you're not adding additional thoughts that slow your reaction time down and all that stuff. I did that. And I think for the most part, it kind of worked out. The guy still had a number of lash outs later on, but like it was that he went from like hating me because I was disciplinary to like some aura of respect, I'd say. So I don't know, like spending individual time with those players, if you have the time for that sort of thing, I think it really does do something. It shows that you care, and when people do that, they're more inclined to listen to you.
Mm-hmm. That is true of kind of any community as well, where if you can appeal to someone's rationality of this is the situation, how would you solve this if you were in my shoes? Or like, because I've used that as well, of like someone doing some particularly anti-community behavior of just being like, well, you've put me in a precarious position. I don't want to do this, but you kind of given me no choice. But no, I agree. It makes you think about things differently, and I'm glad that situation worked out for you.
Yeah. I mean, it's just good to try to think about how things are for this other guy. Like, I get mad pissed off, whatever. I've broken at least 20 fights, not 20, but like, let's say like 3 fight sticks or whatever, just because like I drop kicked them after like the internet.
The salt is real.
Oh, absolutely. 100% for me. I am 100% toxic behind everything. So, as long as people can't see me, it's totally fine. But no, I mean, I totally get what it's like to get really pissed off at whatever thing. Sometimes it feels super unfair. Like, for example, internet, obviously, there's gonna be frame drops and stuff like that, and then the delay, and then like your input gets dropped, and that was the winning combo, and you wonder why God hates you. And it happens. It does happen. But it's just like one of those things where you I don't know, the more you deal with it, the better you get, and just sharing that knowledge with other people really helps.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of sharing knowledge, is there any advice that you would give to anyone out there who would want to maybe start running an online tournament, or looking to maybe even join an online tournament? Where to go?
Yeah, if you could unplug my lips from your ass, actually, there is actually a thing that you posted, which I've been referring a ton of people to, which is the Reddit Street Fighter How to Run an Online Tournament Reddit post. I think, it was a Reddit post.
I'll share it in the show notes wherever.
Please do. Yeah. That's actually one of the most important things I had to kind of remind myself of there as well. Is one thing that you wrote is that a prize pool is not necessary. People just want to show off their skills, and honestly, if you have a stream alongside with that, or you have some sort of social media that declares whoever the winner is, people are like, I'd say about like 99% of people are super happy just having that, just having the ability to compete and from the comfort and their own underwear and just play the game. Maybe the little bit of recognition from the stream clips and stuff like that, but prize pool's not necessary at all. I just like doing it because it's fun. Right?
Yeah, like we hardly ever have prize pools, and when we do, it almost always comes from some other source or someone who just wants to invest in the community, like
Rushdown V2 investing in himself. Yeah.
That fucking guy, man.
He's funny as fuck, honestly. I love
man.
that guy.
Oh, like absolutely. Like that has been so much fun for me because the way I've always seen the event that we run, and this is just kind of an aside, is that I like to run the event like a wrestling program. Like I want to give people a platform to say any shit they want to say and promote themselves in any way they want to do it. And anyone who's come to me and said, "Hey, would this idea be cool for the tournament?" I'm usually like, "Yeah, go ahead. Like, send me a video or send me X or whatever you want to do." It's just super, and making people into like heels and tell storylines between people who have probably never seen each other's faces just makes the event more fun. It makes it more personable.
That's cool as fuck, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you. I mean, you have your own culture thing going on for our Street Fighter. I mean, I'm sorry, I have to bring up the coronavirus dancing video that you did. It's stuck in my fucking head for the past week, and I hate it. Hey, man, I love it. It's a great video.
I mean, that song is fucking. It's a fucking banger. It is one hella good. And
like it's sipping the Corona.
The part of that, I was thinking about this morning, of the differences between what we can do as Reddit versus what everyone else like has to honestly think about when they're trying to run an event, when they're trying to appeal to sponsors. Like SNK put their name on your shit, so now you have to kind of uphold some kind of decorum around what you do as a tournament.
I'd say so.
Somewhat.
Like when it comes to like naturally liberties. Just like, oh, SNK sucks. Look at these lobbies or whatever. Whoops.
Yeah, you have certain liberties, but you can be open and honest. But there's a relationship that you have to at least keep in mind with Reddit specifically. Is that from a legal standpoint, because we use the Reddit name, we actually can't profit from any of this stuff at all. Like from a legal perspective. So like in my mind, like we can't have any kind of sponsorship outside of that because of the Reddit name. It has like effectively forced us to we have to be solo because we are tied to this larger company. From like a very loose technical standpoint, I don't have like a fucking contract with Reddit where it's like, hey, but if someone wanted to point it out and be like, this is no good, they could do that and shut us down. So in my mind, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, let's just do whatever we want. We can say whatever we want, though there's really no corporate sponsorship for us to have in mind, which allows me to do shit like if we're waiting in between matches is dance to a coronavirus song or unsheath a knife and make stabbing motions.
Mr. Knife.
Mr. Knife might come out. I don't know. Or just the fact that we're allowed to, like, we can just drink on stream because why wouldn't we want to have a good time drinking on stream? You can have a fun time without drinking alcohol. I do want to make that point clear. But I'm just saying, it's fun to drink alcohol, so why not? Like on a Monday night, damn. I like spending my Monday nights drunk and have Tuesday mornings be as suffering as they're meant to be.
I've been dry for 3 months now, and I'm like terribly depressed over it. I need a.
No, that's a good thing. Like the thing is, alcohol is extremely bad for you. It is a terrible drug that.
Or it's really good for you.
Should be outlawed. Weed, on the other hand, I was just thinking because my job drug tested so often, and now I don't. I'm shutting down this interview. I have to go talk to a guy about a thing, and I have to go relax later. Anyway, oh fuck, I'm just.
All right, man. Sounds like you're having a hell of a fucking time over there.
You know what? I'm not. Don't tell the cops. That's all I'm saying.
I will not.
Are you a cop? You got to tell me if you're a cop.
I was actually supposed to be a cop a long time ago.
Supposed to be a cop?
Yeah.
I was supposed to be a cop.
No,
It's an
I
interesting phrase.
am. I actually, my degree is in criminology,
Oh,
and
word.
I was looking to get into investigations and all that, and then I took this course called Capital Punishment. Uh,
Ooh,
yeah, never again.
yeah, fair enough.
I don't want to be part of that system. Yeah.
Fun fact: my wife has a minor in criminology. She is not at all she's not a cop. My wife is not a cop, but has a minor in that, which like she does tax work. She's an accountant.
Okay, close to criminology.
But then also she's a crime lady who knows a lot about divorce law. So I would be mega fucked. Also, because I don't have a job, I would be mega fucked. I'm joking.
I know I said it before. I'm so sorry, dude. Fuck.
No, I'm just making light of the situation. Me and my wife have a great relationship. She's the best. Anyway, I heard that telling people that you have a wife or a boyfriend is a way to lose followers. So I'm just trying to cull as many followers out there as possible.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's my brand, is to just subvert. Brand subversion is my brand. Anyway. But is there anything else that maybe you would want to advise people, or just to have fun with their tournaments? To
have fun with it, absolutely. It's a passion project, and the way that a number of people come and ask me about, like, what do you think is the number one most successful thing? And community, super important. Having a positive outlook, super important. Passion, super important. Consistency,
yeah,
is huge. It's like when people can rely on finding a Run and Rumble stream every single Sunday for the past, since July 2019 or so, that I think really helps out. I think that is something that really sets apart from just whatever events that are one time, being that people can constantly come and check it out and always see the same people that come through with the community and things like that. And it kind of just builds upon itself by building the foundation. They will come through.
Yeah, no, I am in 100% agreement with that, because especially when you are just starting out, you might not have any like that big a community at all. It might be 3 people. But if you keep,
you can still run a kick-ass round robin though with 3 people. Well, maybe totally not 3, but 4 people. There you go.
You can totally show up and that's the other thing, is that a lot of people might not know the history behind the our Street Fighter Online local, but it actually started out as a casual. I think it was run on Wednesdays, and I'm thinking it was just casual lobbies, and then it got to the point where we needed 2 lobbies, so then we had 2 streams going up at once, which, now that I think about it, I think I still own the other stream. Or I might need to
get the sponsors.
Yeah, it's just Reddit Fighting 2. I might need to still see if that's active.
Reddit. This is Reddit 2.
Yeah, it's better with the 2. It's, as you can see, made better. But then after that, there was more than 16 people that wanted to show up. So we're like, okay, well, let's run a tournament now. And this happened over months of time. It just was a casual thing, and then it turned into a whole me drinking Corona in front, trying to make light of a horrifying situation that the world is currently being oppressed by. I don't know, and wildly brandishing a knife while drunk. It's weird how even after these near 7 years now, is that I've never had a heated gamer moment. It's crazy. Have me being a white man in front of a screen for as long as I've been doing it. It's hard to not say a race. I gotta say, it's taken all my effort to not say one.
That's kind of not a habit. It's weird, huh?
It's weird how that works out. Fuck, dude. That's a whole other topic. But
yeah,
we're kind of running out of topics, unless there's anything else that you want to talk about before ending the show.
I mean, honestly, there's so much that I do want to talk about, but
You can slide into it. I mean, we're about 10 minutes away from the hour mark, so you can fill this time with whatever you want.
Let me talk about the charity tournament that I have coming up.
Ooh, please do.
Yeah. So assuming this will be posted before Sunday, right?
This will be posted today.
Today? Oh shit! Yes. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. My turnaround time, like I said, I'm fast.
I've been on podcasts that get released like literally 6 months later, and I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah.
I can have this whole thing up in an hour. I get you a podcast in an hour.
Shit. Yo.
With nail polish.
Ronin Rumble has a charity tournament that is out to benefit tournaments that were affected by COVID-19. The 3 tournaments that we have are Final Round 2020, NCR 2020, and April Annihilation. So it's happening this Sunday, which is March 29th, I believe.
Okay.
And we have 2 games that we're running 2 games for the very first time. It's going to be Samurai Showdown at 10 a.m. PST and Grand Blue Versus at 2 p.m. PST. And if you want to sign up for it or contribute to the charity that we have, you can go to smash.gg/rrcharity, or if you want to check out the Matcherino that we have to donate, it's matcherino.com/t/rrcharity.
All right, and that link will be in the show notes. So wherever you're listening to this, go down and I will go there right away. Working with Matcherino has been phenomenal for us, at least in the past. So hopefully that's a good experience for you guys. Yeah, no, we really enjoy it. In fact, so a part of this Matcherino thing that really, really helps out is if you put in code rrcharity and when you contribute, and you don't have to contribute anything, you just put in the code rrcharity, you end up giving us $1 for free money. Free money, folks. You have no reason not to. Click the link, do the thing.
Where that money's coming from, but hell yeah, I'll take it. So
I do know where the money's coming from.
Oh.
I can't say because
is that Illuminati stuff after the podcast?
We'll do that after I meet the mics.
All right. Doing a little triangle with my
it's nowhere nefarious. It's just that the Matcherino people are good at investing in they see the value of community as well. So it's good to see them reinvest that shit.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, Matcherino is really getting a lot more, especially with the uprise of online tournaments. Matcherino's been much more popular, and it's really, really cool to see this sort of stuff happen. So but yeah, do check it out, Ronin Rumble Charity Edition. And this is the first time that we are actually taking a page out of your book. We're splitting it into East Coast and West Coast. We're running at the same exact time, actually.
Nice. Ooh, okay. But yeah, it's a weekend, so you can do that.
Oh yeah. So we're running at the same time, but instead of like streaming all top 8, we're actually just doing top 4 for both sides, and then we're gonna have East Coast and West Coast deal with whatever latency is in between them, and for like both winners of each coast. So that'll be fun to see. Yeah,
that's unfortunately when you have a country as large as this one, in a region, or let's say region as large as this, because it's not just the U.S., is that East Coast, West Coast is still kind of shitty.
Yeah. And our infrastructure sucks.
That too is the other thing. It could be better. That's another. By the way, fuck all ISPs and them being like, actually during these times we can lift data caps, as if it's some fucking arbitrary shit that doesn't matter, because it is some arbitrary shit that doesn't matter only to make them money. Fucking God.
It's Comcastic. Anyway.
Fuck them all.
No, I've definitely gone on stream screaming about ISPs out of anger. So
it's a fucking nightmare world, dude. It's terrible. And they took government money to do it. That's the thing. They took government money to upgrade the systems, and they never did.
Wow, I had no idea about that, actually.
A lot of them did. Anyway.
The less I know, the happier I am.
Oh, yeah, that is something that, with age, I have learned that...
We're still dial miserable old men.
The more I understand about the world, the more I'm like, man, fuck everybody and everything forever. But no, it's good. It's still good to believe in people, believe in the goodness of people, and believe in the goodness of community and people coming together and helping each other out is really what at least the fighting game community needs to do, and look for the people who are doing those kind of efforts right now. If you need that kind of positivity in your life, like Geoff, for example, is running a charity tournament. This is a great thing that he's doing for that will impact a number of people in a positive way. That it's not all bad out there. There's some good actors out there who are putting in the work. So be encouraged, people.
Actors.
Yeah, it's all a front.
I don't know what benefit it honestly does feel good. Just being able to like contribute in a positive way and finally give back to a community that I've been a part of for 12 years, other from making stupid videos of myself trolling DSP and
Fair enough.
Shouts to DSP wherever you are. I know he's an avid listener to the podcast. Shouts to you.
Is that when you say his name 3 times, he shows up like Beetlejuice and jerks off on your stream? Is that what happens?
I hear that you just get a $500,000 debt, but you know, poor guy. I honestly do feel really bad for the guy. He's
life decisions, man. How do they work?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a problem, right? And it's spending money. He's had it for a bit, but like I really hope the best for him, because man, that's got to be so depressing to like deal with every single moment you wake up, And as we all know, you hate drama, so we're just gonna walk away. Oh yeah, we hate. Yeah. Right, Geoff. I hate drama. I hate it. It has been lovely having you on the show and picking your brain about online tournaments, and hopefully people have been encouraged to either join or begin their own communities. But before I let you go, I have to ask you a question. It comes in 2 parts, which I think answering as much tells a lot about a person. The first part of the question is, what is your favorite normal attack in any fighting game and why? Oh my God, you asked this before and I had one and I forgot. Oh, now you're going to have to make one up on the spot. I know. A good prepared answer, I'm sure. Oh, I put this on my Trello board. It's my to-do list. Trello. By the way, folks, kind of an aside for Trello, if you're bad at keeping lists and like to-do lists and tasks for not just yourself but like a community of people, Trello is actually not a bad solution to that. Which I'm sure Geoff is trying to bring up right now and look at. No, I'm still thinking about your question here. How much time? You can cut this part out, right? Like me taking an hour for me to answer this. I'm totally going to edit all of this out. Perfect. Thank you so much. In the time between. So graceful and omniscient. Yeah, in the hour it takes me to go from recording to posting, I'm totally going to remember to cut out this minute. Thank you. Sure what was the question again? The question is... what's your favorite normal alcohol and why? Okay, so I'm going to answer favorite normal. Yes. I think. Can I choose? You can answer this question however you want. I've allowed people to answer this question in various ways. So there's kind of no rules. We play it fast and loose with the rules. All right. Love it. 1, Street Fighter V Alex's forward medium punch, the overhead chop. Ooh, okay. Why that? It's so crisp. It's quite possibly the best animation in Street Fighter V. There's something really magical about it, and I can't really explain it. You just have to see it for yourself, and you'll know. You will know as soon as you see it. It is a good looking overhead. It's the whole like shoulder over the thing, and it's so smooth, solid, and it tells a story. And I don't know where to go from here. No, Geoff. What story is it telling you? The story of A Tale of Two Cities, which I don't know where to go from. Listen, I'm running out of jokes here. Okay, the best of times. It was the worst of times. There is, by the way, kind of an aside. There like is no story mode in Street Fighter V currently. Like, wait, what? Something that I thought they added one. So they added it, and then they like took it away,
and now like they kind of announced that they were going to put it back in. Yeah, it's fucking wild, and that's fine because the story was trash. Because the only time you get to play as Alex, the only time that Alex is in the game is that he fights Dalsum because he thinks that Dalsum is a mugger because of his ethnicity. Anyway, what's your? It's bad, man. It's all from bad. New York, bitch. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
Yeah. Number 2, T-Hawk's level 3 focus attack.
Ooh, okay.
Is that a normal? Could you consider that a normal?
Yeah, whatever. Fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's like that big old headbutt of like...
Yeah, it just looks really painful. I don't know what it's not such a crisp animation, but when you like break someone's glass because of it, it's just the funniest shit in the world.
No, it's good. It's a headbutt so devastating it causes a crumple. No, I like it.
And number 3, probably Ivy's like heel grind from Soul Calibur, and like any Soul Calibur or whatever. It's just like really disrespectful way to end a round.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go from there.
No, that's fine. Because we can go into the next part of the question, which is, what is your favorite combo in any fighting game?
Oh.
Do you have a separate Trello board for this one?
No, I didn't get far enough in your list to write this one down here. Favorite has to be one that I'm like doing right. Do I just explain the entire combo or?
Sure, whatever you want to do. Again, we play it fast, shoot from the hip, whatever feels right.
Sure. In the corner with Gran from Grand Blue Fantasy, standing heavy into Fireball, EX Fireball, into crouching heavy, into light. God damn it. Oh man, I'm a scrub. Into medium boot, into close medium, into SSBA. And that probably means nothing to your audience, but it's such a beautiful looking combo, and it does way too much damage, and they're going to nerf him. But it's a beautiful thing to be a part of, and just watch your stream chat be filled with, I hope you enjoy the damage for now, fuckboy, and stuff like that.
Well, it's when that boot hits. When the boot hits, it feels good.
It does. And the fact that you can get the boot to hit and you combo after it, it's so good. And you don't even spend EX meter on that boot. You could just like keep using that boot in neutral, like you should.
So good. No, I think that the audience that listens to this show is diverse enough to... I encourage people to play other fighting games, and I hope that they do.
Nice.
Even though this is called our SF radio, it's open to all. We're like you don't run Street Fighter tournaments, for example, and yet somehow found your way onto this show.
A long time ago, I used to be a Street Fighter diehard. Like that was the only game I played. Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 2.
That was everybody in between 2009 and.
Oh yeah. I played BlazBlue and I hated it. So I was like, I'm sorry. Oh no, I'll never leave again.
It's fun to hate on other fighting games when you only play Street Fighter. Anyway,
it kind of was back in the day. Yeah.
That always made me pissed. I was always mad about that. There was some
you definitely would have hated me back in the day for sure.
Elitist attitude. You snooty son of a bitch. All right. Well. Now that I'm
as long as we can all hate Smash players as a community, then we are all good.
As long as we all agree that everything is a fighting game except for Smash, then we are all good. No, Smash is a game, I'm sure. Anyway,
Smash is so competitive. Like it's seriously like one of the hardest games to play.
I think I've gone on record on this show saying that it is, from a technical standpoint, like the base level of technical prowess you need to have to be even moderately competitive is the ceiling is so high on that game.
Having to hold your breath through like a 7-minute set, it's crazy. Like a lot of people can't hold more than 2 minutes.
A lot of people can't go a whole week without showering, but somehow they do it. It's wild. Anyway, that's a show. Geoff, where can people find you on the internet?
Hey everyone, I'm sorry first and foremost, but if you for some reason have masochistic tendencies, go on twitter.com/GEOFFLIFE because my parents can't spell Geoff.
Fair enough. Where can people follow Ronin Rumble?
Yeah, they can follow Ronin Rumble through Twitter as well. Twitter.com/Ronin Rumble, RONINRUMBLE, if I knew how to spell. And also discord.gg/Ronin Rumble as well, if you want to join our Discord community.
Awesome. And that has been a show, folks. Again, Super Joe Monday on twitter.com or RedditSF, or just hop on our Street Fighter and post whatever you got going on there. It's been really cool to see, at least lately, because of the latest patch. There's been a whole bunch of new tech that has been posted on our Street Fighter, so get there. Make sure it's tagged right. If you just want to search for the character tech, you can do that and search by new, so it'll just show up. It'll be great. But that's a show. Again, thank you very much, Geoff, for coming on the show. It has been an absolute pleasure. And for anybody else out there, catch this show every Thursday. Don't forget about the tournaments on Mondays on the East Coast, Friday on the West Coast. But until next time, folks, take care.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thanks.